This, what you're holding in your hand, this is called an RMT rope, and you could also make one with a few shoelaces tied together or some fishing line, right? You could use a dog leash, but basically, so this is invented by this guy named David Weck. Who's David Weck? He's a pioneer of physical movement. He invents rehab tools and strength tools, and he's rated like #1 best trainer in the United States a couple years back. And so he took RMT rope from Sugar Ray Leonard, the boxer, and he noticed that Sugar Ray Leonard he would swing ropes from side to side instead of jumping through them. And why this is powerful is because if you have an injury, then you could do basically effortless moving meditation, right? So a lot of people think that the best way to rehab, right, they say rest, ice, compression, and elevation. That's actually not true. What you want to do is pump blood into the injured area in a way that pain doesn't rise above a 3 or 4, right? Because you don't want to re-injure said you don't want to re-injure, have the pain go up too high and risk, doing something to your tendons or ligaments, something like that. And so if you have if you have your arm in a cast or sling, even if you have your non-injured hand, right, your non-injured arm, if you start to swing the non-injured arm and start to bend and twist your spine, this is actually going to encourage movement in the shoulder, in the elbow, and in the wrist. That's very low impact, and it won't agitate it, right? So it's effortless rehab, and this is something, right, you might have some rehab planned in the near future. This is something that can really complement your rehab, and that will allow you to do this at home instead of traveling to wherever to go do rehab, and you're there, and you're going to come back. So it's more portable, it's hyper efficient, right? It's just great for movement. If you got pain in the lower back, it's great for your golf swing, right? It really can help you, get great contact on the ball, and it's just effortless. And so it's like for less than $10 for a piece of rope you can make at your local hardware store, and that can fit in your pocket and travel with you everywhere in the world. It's actually, it's a really beautiful tool. And so if you want to learn more, just search David Weck, WECK RMT rope, and you'll learn more. And then for the future, if you want to learn what's called the dragon roll, dragon roll, David Weck. This is great for golf, tennis, anything where you're going to pivot the hips, and it helps you. What it does is help you. It helps you just get great contact on the ball. My buddy told me it took 3 strokes off his handicap. So I don't know if you're a golfer, but that's just something that you might be interested in. Okay, so hopefully this helps rehab the injured wing, and